Okay, hello. Welcome to my level design map, Horror Church. So this is gonna be a map walkthrough of the map that I've designed for my college project, which is an environmental project. So let's just get on with it. So, there we go. There's my map. Okay, so first of all, I've designed this map, kind of in like a rundown kind of it's been left alone for many years kind of area. So you can see that stuff is kind of overgrown a little bit. The bushes are full. There's grass on the floor and all that. And as you can see, there is like a slight path that you can follow. And once you go to the only area that you can go to, um, you can see obviously a full moon, which is kind of silhouetting at this church. I did this on purpose because I wanted to make sure that the player knows that the main objective is right there. Also, it's hard to see right now, but there is like mountain ranges over in the back. But there's a thick fog kind of covering it up. Um, and I made it into kind of like a V shape in order for you to see the silhouette of the church much more clearer. Again, to signify this is the area that you're supposed to go to. So, if we follow this path, you can see again some variety of props. For example, there's boulders, there's trees all around us, but I've tried to change it up a little bit by adding a fallen tree there. But if we just follow this path, you can see more rocks in different shapes and sizes, um, rotations, different kinds of trees. Here, once we go into this brand new area, you can see again, even more like variations of trees. You can see there's three of them clumped together there. Um, more rocks, more trees falling down, and then just some more environmental kind of props. I tried adding a little bit of environmental storytelling. This tree has fallen down onto these benches and broken them. Um, so yeah. I've also added some crates and barrels just to kind of add a bit more variety into the props. More than just trees and boulders. So, anyways, so once we go into here, you can see that the church is still very much visible. Um, and even though there are multiple paths, you're still kind of tempted to go into this church because it's still kind of silhouetted against the moon. Maybe not as much anymore, but you can still see it quite clearly right there in front of you if you follow this path. Sure, there is a path here, but as you can see, nothing's really going that way. So there's no need to kind of follow this path. You're still kind of meant to go this way. Again, there's another path going that way, but it's kind of harder to see because of this tree. It's blocking the view of it. So hopefully the player will continue on walking up these stairs and you'll see the main objective. Now, since this is the main objective, what do you do next? So I've left like a little note here. It's supposed to be like a post-it note, just to kind of help you go forwards. I've left the key in the tool shed. Interesting. Tool shed. Where's the tool shed? If we turn around, you can see that there is a reddish building off in the distance. I kind of made it that way just so it kind of stands out from the rest of the props in the game. Again, a lot of stuff so far is very green, very kind of beige, and the rocks are also kind of like grayish. So again, I tried to create a different color so that your mind kind of goes, okay, that stands out to me. So that also kind of looks like a tool shed, right? So that's what the player must go, right? I did kind of make a little alcove here to show, oh, this is another area that looks like you can go into. But for now, our brain is imprinted in, okay, I need to go to the tool shed. At least, hopefully. But, oh no, there is a boulder blocking my path. I think I saw some explosives in the graveyard. Okay, so, kind of like, I tried, that's why I tried doing that little alcove there in the wall, kind of like the missing bricks, just to kind of show you kind of like an idea that this is a graveyard. Um, and whilst your brain was originally like, oh, I want to go to the tool shed, you subconsciously knew, oh, there's a graveyard right here. So now that the so-called post-it note has said, oh, okay, so I need to go to the graveyard. So you followed the path. And since you remember there was a graveyard there, you go in here. Nice moon still. And then you go in here and you can see this is the bomb location. Again, I have not implemented any gameplay features yet. This was purely for the environment, so I haven't implemented that yet. So you just gotta jump over the boulder and pretend like you've blown it up. That's gonna be what I will want to do eventually, but not for now. Okay, so we've picked up the bomb location in order to blow up this boulder. Okay, so let's say I put the bomb location there. Boop. Beep, 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 boom, whatever. Okay, so I've gotten over the boulder. So the path is still following us towards the location. Some more broken down benches. Broken down door. So we go in here. I kind of added a window as well, right here. Just in case a player might want to go in there and you can see kind of like the area. And then if you look over there, this is the key location to the church. It is the final piece. You can go into the church now. That is as much as I have implemented into this map. This is essentially it for the entire map. Okay, so now we're gonna go over kind of more of the design. So first things first, I'm gonna turn off the fog. Environment fog. There we go. So it's a lot cleaner now. So I added the fog kind of to set a bit of more of an atmosphere. Um, Plus it also kind of hides kind of the backgrounds, which to be honest isn't very detailed. I could not get used to the terrain generator, so having that fog not only sets the atmosphere but also hides the inefficiencies of my level design, I suppose. Okay, so like I said, there is a full path that you can see going around the playable area, essentially, kind of subconsciously guiding you towards the objective. Let's see. Okay, let's get a top-down view of the map. Here it is. So, originally, when I was creating this map, it was a bit more open. I had tighter spaces, not tighter spaces. I made it into tighter spaces now after some feedback that I have gotten. This now has a kind of cleaner and tighter play area as well. I've added some objects, such as these trees, kind of breaking up the open play spaces. Um, Same here with this wall right here. This used to be like one big open area right here, but I've added this wall because I thought it was necessary to make it a little bit more tighter and just get rid of that openness, especially because of the genre of the game. Um, so that's kind of the design that I went for right there. Um, Here's the church area. Originally, I had these stairs pointing towards the graveyard, but after some feedback, I changed it so it actually goes towards the sheds, which was the secondary objective. So again, kind of pointing the player, hey, go this way, right? Go this way. Um, and that is pretty much my design of the map. There is a lot of stuff that I wish I would have implemented into this game that I unfortunately run out of time due to poor scheduling, such as more light sources. I think that is quite possibly the biggest problem of this map design. Not enough light sources. I would have added a lot more light towards the church area. Again, that's the primary objective. Um, Probably some lights around like the rock, the crypt, the tool sheds. It was a bit hard to see in there. And then around the doorways as well, just to help the player kind of move along. Um, Also, the missing sound effects. I had planned on adding plenty of environmental sound effects in there, such as bushes, crackling, some wolf sounds in the background, some ambient noise, such as the wind, owls, wolves, like I said. Um, but again, unfortunately, I kind of focused too much on experimentation, and I redid like the trees multiple times. I redid the church multiple times, and I eventually just kind of forgot about all these features, unfortunately, which is a shame. Uh, oh well, lesson learned. I will do better in the future. Thank you so much for watching this little map walkthrough. Um, I hope it's been informative. Thank you.